For your website you will need a logo, a favicon, or also known as a site icon, and some nice high quality copyright free stock images. If you're new to web design, you may be wondering what's the easiest and most cheapest way to get these things. The handy tool I use for this is Canva, and it works super simple. In addition to making a logo and a site icon, you can also use Canva to create banners in all sizes. For example, you can think of advertising banners, banners for your Facebook page, for your YouTube channel, or thumbnails for YouTube videos. After this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to get started with Canva and create all types of beautiful designs that you want to. And of course, I will also give you some helpful tips along the way. So let's get started. So first, let me tell you a little bit more about Canva. It's an online graphics tool that you can use by clicking the link in the description of this video, or you can go to websitelearninglab.com/Canva. And with this online program, you can easily create all kinds of different designs. For example, like logos, business cards, advertising banners in all different sizes, posters, favicons, banners for Facebook, banners for YouTube, thumbnails for YouTube videos, etc. So with Canva you can easily create visual designs in all formats, and a big advantage is that you do not need any graphic or technical knowledge. You can easily create any desired design with a drag and drop system, and it all works very intuitive. There is a free version available that you can use by simply signing up with your email address. After your account has been created, within 1 minute or so, you can immediately start designing. As you can see, with the free version, you already have a lot of options and possibilities at your disposal. In addition to the free version, there's also the Pro version and the Enterprise version. I have the Pro version because it gives you many more options, such as access to extra stock photos, video, audio and graphics, templates, and you have a lot more storage space to store all your designs online. The cost for the Canva Pro pricing plan are only €109.99 per year if you pay for 12 months in one time, and you can also choose to pay per month, and then the costs are €11.99 for each month that you use it. If you can afford this, it is definitely recommended because of the many extra features that make many things a lot easier compared to the free version. And the Enterprise version is, as the name implies, interesting for companies that want to use Canva, and with this you have a number of extra useful functions if you want to work with multiple people in a team. So based on that, you can decide which option is the best choice for you. To get started, the first step is to sign up with Canva. In this case, I choose the Pro version, and you can try it for free for 30 days. That's certainly recommended because then you can immediately experience all the benefits, and if you decide to switch over to the free version afterwards, that's no problem at all. To sign up, just click on Try for Free, and then you will have 3 options, including your Google account, Facebook, or your email address. Choose the option that you prefer. In this case, I choose Sign up with email, then fill in the 3 fields with name, email, and a password, and then click on the button Get Started. It's free. After you have completed the steps, you are now logged into your account, and you can start creating your designs. And the first step to get started is to click on the purple Create a Design button at the top on the right side of the page. There are a number of different options that you can choose from, and the difference between all these options is the size of the design that you want to make. For example, for a logo, you can see that the standard size is 500 by 500 pixels by hovering over it with your mouse cursor. But if you want to make a design with custom dimensions, you can also click on the first option with the plus sign, Custom Size. After clicking on it, you can enter the desired dimensions that you have in mind. Let me show you how to make a logo first. To do this, click on the logo option, and after the page is loaded, you will see a blank canvas on the right side of the page. And over here on the left side, you can immediately view a number of templates, and you can select one by simply clicking on it. After clicking on a template, you will see that it's now visible on the canvas on the right side. And you can easily customize the template by clicking on an element within the canvas. If you really want to make a logo really quickly, you can just use a standard template and only change the text and maybe the color if necessary, and you can leave everything as it is. You can simply adjust the text by clicking on it and entering another text. And if you want to select a different color, you can also do that very simply just by choosing a different color in the menu bar. You can just click on the basic colors that are shown, and if you want to use another color, you can enter the color code by clicking on the plus sign. And you can easily change the font by going to the menu bar that's visible after you have selected a text element, and you can select another font. As you can see, this is very similar to Word that most people are already quite familiar with. And this made things a whole lot easier compared to Photoshop, for example, which is quite difficult to learn if you have never used it before. So that's also a big advantage of Canva. And another thing I want to mention is that you can also use the search function to find a relevant logo template based on a search term. For this tutorial, I want to create a logo that's relevant to luxury watches because I will be using it for a website that is about watches, as I mentioned in the previous tutorials in this series. A relevant search term then could be, for example, jewelry logo. Now scroll through the results and select the logo that you think fits the website that you want to create. All elements in the template can be edited individually by clicking on them. In this case, I choose to make the background black. You can also make elements larger or smaller by selecting them and then adjusting the size by dragging your mouse. In this case, I make the top text a bit smaller and below that I adjust the text to watch brands. On the side you can see that the elements do not look very nice with the text, and that is why I delete them by clicking on them with the right mouse button and then click the option delete. Another way to do this is to select an element and then press the delete key on your keyboard. Of course you can indulge yourself and put in as much time to design everything exactly as you want, but to quickly and easily create a professional logo, I would recommend just to use a template. It is also possible to add new elements yourself. You can do this by clicking on the Elements option in the left menu. A number of options are already given for the relevant graphics and lines and shapes. To view all options, you can click on See All and you can add an element to the canvas by clicking on it. For example, you can add a circle, and you can also easily determine the position of an element by clicking on Position. By clicking on Forward or Backward, you can set whether the element should be shown in front or behind the elements that are already on the canvas. It all works very simple, and if you have not worked with it before, I would advise you just to create an account and play with it for like 30 minutes, and then you will understand how everything works. And for this logo, the only thing that I changed is I make the text and the elements white, and besides that I leave everything as it is. And what I often do is I make two different variants so that you have a logo that is suitable for a light background and also a logo that is suitable for a dark background. And to do this, you just have to click on the duplicate page icon over here, and now I adjust the black colors to white and the white color to black. After you've done that, you can also name both designs by entering a title above the template. And then also enter a name for this design so that you can easily find it later in the Canva dashboard. Especially if you have saved several designs over time, it's useful to categorize your designs properly. Now you can download the logos by clicking on the download button over here at the right side on top of the page. And you can also manually select a file type for the logos that you want to export, and keep in mind that with the PNG format you also have the option to choose for a transparent background, and you don't have this option when you choose the JPEG format. So therefore choose the PNG option and then click on the purple download button. The logos are now downloaded in a zip file, and each file will have the same name as the title that you have used in the canvas above the template. In the next tutorial I will show you how to upload the logo on your website. But first we're going to make a favicon, which is also known as a site icon. You may not have heard of a favicon before, and a favicon is the icon that you see at the top of the browser when you visit a website. For the Canva website, it's the small logo that you see over here in the browser with the C. The recommended dimensions or size for a favicon are 512 by 512 pixels. Often I use the logo design as the basis for the favicon so that it matches in appearance with the logo. Go back to the Canvas home screen and there you will see the logo design under the name that you have entered earlier. Click on the icon with the 3 dots and then click on Make a Copy. Change the name to something recognizable like Favicon by clicking on the pencil and adjust the name. After that's done, you can click on the copy to go to the canvas and design the template. For the Favicon, we only need one design, so the second design template can be removed. Next, we are going to change the dimensions to 512 by 512 pixels, and you can do this by clicking on Resize over here and then enter 512 by 512 and click on Resize. Because favicons are displayed very small, the text would be illegible, and just like Canva has done, it's therefore better to choose one letter, for example. And therefore in this case I use the letter L, which obviously stands for luxury watch brands. Now adjust the size of the elements so that it looks nice on the canvas. And after you have done this, you can also download the favicon. In this case, I do not choose the transparent background option, but of course you can determine that yourself based on what you like. Save the design and download it again by clicking download, and then I choose JPEG now because this favicon does not need a transparent background. Another advantage of JPEG over PNG is that the file size is smaller. For the favicon, it really doesn't matter because it's very small anyway, but when it comes to several larger images, which we'll cover next, that can be an important difference. So now that's done, and now we're going to collect some nice high quality stock images for your website. The recommended size for stock images is 920 by 1080 pixels. Go back to the start screen of the dashboard and click on Create a Design again, and now click on the Presentation option. As you can see, the dimensions are already set to 920 by 1080 pixels, or you can enter this manually by clicking on Custom Size. It's important to do this because if the dimensions for your images are much larger, it will take up unnecessary space on your website, and if this is the case with multiple images that you use, the loading time of your website could be much slower. And that's of course something that you want to avoid. Now click on the Photos option in the left menu and enter a relevant search term such as watches men, which is a category that I've also created in the previous tutorial for the website that we're going to make. Choose the images you like and adjust the way they are displayed if necessary by clicking on the image and dragging it with your mouse. Also try some other search terms such as watches women or a brand name. If I search for Rolex or Breitling, I get different results, as you can see. So always try a few different relevant terms to find the best stock images for your website. A big advantage of Canva Pro compared to the free version is that you have a lot more high quality copyright free images at your disposal. So now I have enough images, and of course you can always download more images later if you want to do that. And enter a name for each image. Make sure you use relevant search terms in the titles on which you want the website to be found in Google, as this is beneficial for SEO. Now you can download all the images in one zip file. I always use the JPEG option for stock images, as this will make the file size of the images smaller than PNG, and this will contribute to a faster loading time of your website, as I mentioned earlier in the tutorial, so keep that in mind. I hope this tutorial has given you a good impression of how easy Canva is to create beautiful designs and find good stock images. Now is the time to get started yourself, so sign up now and start designing immediately, and after like 30 minutes or so you will already understand quite well how everything works, because as you can see, it's all super simple. Please make sure to like the video, and if you haven't already, also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And also make sure to check out the next tutorial in which I will explain how you can upload the logo and the site icon that we've just created into your WordPress website. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.